All right.
Sometimes you just have to trick things and you just have to. Gail messaged me the other day. She's like, I guess Stephanie, she's like, she can't link her bank account information. It keeps telling her it's not the correct account or whatever. And I was like, just
Oh,
refresh your computer. And she was like, oh my God, it worked. And I was like,
yeah.
I just make things
It
up.
seems like with all the technology that we could come up with, I mean, I just had my annual integrity audit
Oh,
from the
I was like, your annual what? What'd you
uh,
do?
no,
My annual laser.
you did, yes. No, I had the guy from Integrity Wealth came and went through all my files and all that kind of stuff, which is very common. But I had to
Scary.
upload and change the operating system on my computer from a home version to a professional version. And I just bought this computer this last year, and we were both laughing because as this process, it just kept getting stuck on the update, kept getting stuck on the update. And he was like, "Why don't we just try restarting the computer?" And we had to unplug the internet and plug it back in. It's like of all the technology, this whole power cycle thing we still can't solve. Gotta do it. Shut it all down, turn it back on. Same with our phones.
I think
Hmm.
sometimes that's the same with our business, right? That's a good little leadership lesson.
What, you want to just shut it down and try to start all over again?
Sometimes.
Dear God.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm like, all right, that didn't work. Let's just start over again. Let's just shut it down and start over. Okay, so let's talk about. I don't want y'all to shut down your business. I want you to boost your business, right? I want to talk about Atlanta last week. So you guys know, as far as our lessons that we've been going over, we're doing the manual, and we're right on the presentation, right? The BOP presentation. And even though the financial matrix that we had in Atlanta was not a BOP, it was a meeting, right? Hubert always says it's great. Gravestone's going to say hold a meeting. And if it doesn't, I'm going to go Sharpie it on there or spray paint it on there or something because I think he'd be really proud. Um,
Maybe.
but ultimately, last Tuesday in Atlanta, we held a meeting, right? And it was not a business opportunity presentation; it was a financial presentation. But I know Elaine was there. I know Maria was there. Sheila was there. She drove up from Florida. I'm looking on the screen. I, and Bonnie was there on Thursday night. If anybody else, if I missed you, let me know. But why don't you unmute? I just want to hear your thoughts about the entire event, but also specifically like going into the thought process behind the presentation, right? The energy, the mozone, all of that. So tell me what you think, and it better be good. Just kidding. Not really kidding.
I want to know all of your positive thoughts about the meeting.
And you have to unmute to do so. Sheila left. Elaine's looking at me. Maria's muted.
I thought it
No,
was great. Go
no,
I'll
ahead.
no.
talk. I'm
I
just
was
getting my
trying to
notes. I was just getting my notes from there, so
I'm
just
just
give me a
teasing
minute.
exactly.
Was that
Yeah.
just last week?
it. I know, right?
It feels like it was a month ago because so much has gone on in between. Um, just like with any meeting, when you get around a bunch of like minded people, I think it just reboots you. I mean, it makes you feel like you're not just sitting in your home office by yourself doing Zooms and, I mean, not that we don't know that there's a community behind us, but just to get in a room and listen to everyone talk and the excitement and honestly kind of it was a different crowd. There were definitely people there that I had not seen before, and that I didn't know, but I took a friend with me who is actually who did we just lose? That was weird. My screen just went crazy. um,
Okay.
she's going to be a client of mine, and I have not talked to her about the business, but I told Kimberly I kind of would like to, but I mainly wanted her to come to the Tuesday night meeting just to hear some financial concepts and something about the validity of our business and how the backing of all the different companies and support that we have. And then Matt spoke, so that was really good to hear him speak and just the excitement of it. And she left with a greater trust in what I can do for her. We've been friends since our kids were little. I mean, she knows she knows me. She knows everything about me. She knows how many businesses I've started, how many things I do. So a lot of times, even though that sounds good that I've done all these things and I'm the queen of the 1099, honestly, sometimes it devalues this business because people are kind of like, what's Elaine doing now? And does she have the backing and the validity to handle my finances? So to bring a client to something like that meant a lot to me because it gave me a little bit more credibility. I mean, she trusts me as a friend,
Of course.
but it just helped her trust me more as somebody that can help her in her retirement years. So that was really important.
And also, I think that the things that she talks to other people about because she came there and she had that experience
right.
will help solidify that in your circle too.
Right.
For sure.
And the meeting wasn't just a like rah, rah, rah kind of join the business, join the business, join the business. It was both. And that was really important, I think, for her. And so it meant a lot for me for her to hear that.
Yeah, because it was a client facing seminar.
And it was high level. It wasn't like in the weeds, confusing. It was still done very high level. So I thought it was done really well. And then the breakfast Tuesday morning was fun. Kind of relaxed, honestly, and just a fun, good meeting with a lot of information. So it was I really, really enjoyed the breakfast Wednesday morning. It was really good.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was fantastic.
Yep.
Super exciting. And all right, Sheila, you talk. You drove all the way in from Florida.
Oh, and then they made me talk Monday night.
Oh, yes, we did. I forgot about that leadership. Oh, Thursday night.
Whatever night it was. I can't even remember
Monday night,
what day it is.
No, you were on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. You're welcome. And you did amazing.
Yeah, Kimberly called me at like 7:30 and she's like, we need you to talk. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm not talking. I'm fixing dinner and having wine. I'm not talking. She's like, oh, no, that'll be better. Drink wine, then talk.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Do some
No, literally, it freaked me out so much. I wrote everything down. And then I was like, how am I going to read and not look like I'm reading? So then I didn't read it at all. It was scary.
I love it.
It was scary, but it was amazing, right?
Yes.
When it was over, you're like, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah, Kimberly recorded it, and then I actually shared it on my story. I thought it was okay enough to actually share on my story.
It was
so
perfect.
Definitely okay enough.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
All right, I'll shut up now.
No, you're good. All right, Sheila, you drove up from Florida. Was it worth your time?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, it was a beautiful drive, most importantly, and I got time for myself. And I think for me, that's what makes me happy. So going up there, my girl that is down here that I met at the Elks, her name's Corinne. She's my facial person that I don't spend $1,800. I just spend like a couple hundred every time I go.
Spend $1,800.
And it works for me. Thank you, because there's no needles going into the face. Anyways.
Needles either.
I know, right, Gail? She's like, So anyways, Corinne's daughter does the same thing up in Atlanta. Now, Alpharetta, she works from some salon, Avalon, some fancy salon up there. And Corinne and I had been talking back and forth here in Pensacola, and I said, I really want to meet your daughter. She wants to change her career. She doesn't want to do this forever, blah, blah, blah. So I got to meet Siri, and we just did this on a text. So it was really cool. Never met this girl before. I made sure Corinne is in Belgium with her dad. And I'm like, all right, Corinne, just make sure she has my number so we can text each other back and forth, blah, 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 the same thing. Corinne's like, absolutely. And you guys, the funniest story is, I have to tell you this because it's just my disability. But Corinne's texting me from Belgium telling me, yeah, she's definitely going to come. And I'm like, okay, fine. She's deaf because I'm deaf in one ear. And I'm like,
It said
oh, I
she's
totally
deaf
understand.
coming or something, right?
Yeah, she's like, yeah, she said DEF coming, right? And I thought she meant like she was deaf and bringing a friend to help her understand. And so I'm like, I reply like, yeah, you know what? I'm deaf in one ear too, and blah, blah, blah. And Corinne's like, no, Sheila, she's definitely coming. I'm like, yeah, okay, sorry, that's me.
I love
So
text
anyway,
messages.
He came and we text. I sent her a picture of Kimberly and I said, this is who you're looking for. and she met Jody. And I did exactly what Kimberly said to do, just introduce her, and then nobody got to talk to her. I didn't even get to talk to her very much. She was introduced to many people. She really enjoyed it. She told me that she felt that she did get an education. She said that she will see me when she comes down to Pensacola, and then we will talk from there, because that was her time frame. And I said, okay, hey, no pressure, you know. And I told Corinne no pressure too, but I know how that snowball effect happens, and these are great people. She loved it. It was a good meeting. I think it's better than the Bop. Personally, I thought it was better than the Bop, in my opinion, because just it was directed to everyone. It was like not just the women, which was fantastic, but everybody there. You guys, that was a full house. I thought that was really cool. People were standing outside. That was really cool.
We had to bring chairs in 3 different times.
It was very empowering. So for new people, I thought very empowering. I like that Siri listened, and she told me, she goes, I listened.
Her name's
And she
Siri,
goes-
not the phone Siri.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so funny because, okay, was it Tim that was, Tim? Was it Tim there? Hello?
Yeah. Tim was
Work
there.
with me, Tim. Okay. Tall Tim, the guy that's on Fox, right?
He's
Yes.
our chief compliance officer.
Right, but I've seen him on Fox, not Tim, not the Tim that we see on Wednesdays, the other Tim,
Are you
right?
confusing him with Paul Dietrich?
Who did,
It
Who
was
was
the
there?
Wednesday Tim.
it was the Wednesday Tim. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay.
Uh-huh.
She really
It
liked
looks
the
like
Wednesday.
Fox on YouTube.
Yeah. No, the Wednesday Tim, she really liked. They hit it off because he just started talking to her about where she lived. It was fantastic. And then Matt Salvatore was there. So they had a really great conversation. So that was great. And the end of the night was wonderful. I think that for me, Tuesday night, the women speaking, Rose was amazing. Like,
Wow.
whoa. I was like, who's the little Latina lady that was just amazing? What?
Krenna?
Okay, she's amazing. These guys were just amazing. And I had not heard them speak before.
Mhm.
So that was great. It was really good. It makes you, when you go to things like that and you're open to receive, it really opened my mind to a lot of different things, what I heard. So that was really cool. Tuesday was, I thought, excellent. The room was a good crowd. The training was really good. Jody did an excellent job. Matt Salvatore did an excellent job. I learned a lot from Matt
Wednesday breakfast.
Salvatore. Wednesday
Yeah,
breakfast.
breakfast.
Thank you. I don't know what day it is anymore. Today's Tuesday, right? So Wednesday breakfast was really good. Learned a lot. Just really good people to be around. So I really enjoyed that. The food was okay. I mean, it's okay either way. But yeah, it was good. I think we need more of those. I think a smaller core environment like that brings a lot of education, empowerment. It was really good for me.
Yeah.
And I sit here every day, I look at all my stuff and I think, okay, today is the day. At least this is what I learned from Hubert. Hubert said there, repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat. That's what I got from Hubert. And I was so thankful that Hubert came in there, because I think that everybody that gets to sit with Hubert is smart enough to know who Hubert is. I personally, and Matt said this on Wednesday, really nobody knows who Hubert is. We don't really tell people who Hubert is. And Hubert, you guys, I'm a small little peon over here, and Hubert is huge. And for me, I feel so effing honored to be under him, you guys, under Kimberly and Zach. I told Matt Salvatore, I'm learning again from these little kids. All right, moving on. That's all I got to say.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it was great to see you there, and I know the drive is, like you said, it's good time to yourself, but it's a commitment to make that
I'll say
drive.
something real
So,
quick. Just anytime if you guys get an opportunity to go to the home office and, for you and maybe, a couple of your people or all of your people or whatever, get them there because it's going to make your business grow, period. Whether it's getting to home office to one of these types of events or getting to conference, you got to do it. It is so worth it. It's worth it for you. And because you're going to take away things that you didn't hear the last conference or whatever. And it's going to stretch your vision and your team members' visions also. It is so valuable. I cannot stress how valuable it is.
Yeah, I
Not only
agree.
that, let me just interrupt you guys. Stretching, and I don't like to be stretched. Elaine was on that phone. That's just like not going to ever happen because you guys know I don't get up and talk in front of anybody.
Oh, you
Talking
just
to you guys
wait.
on this thing right now makes me nervous. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm shaking talking to you on the stupid Zoom. So I am not like when Elaine wrote that thing, I would have done the same thing. And then I would have called Kimberly and said, no, you're going to have to pick somebody else. That's how nervous I
I'm
get.
out.
I am
I said,
shaking
I'm
right
sorry.
now talking to
I'm
you.
counting on you.
It's weird.
You got
But
to show
yeah,
up.
right. But I'm going to stretch myself. This is stretching Sheila.
I think that's the beauty behind this business, right? It's not just financial services, it's literally everything. I tell people all the time, it's like the best self-help course you'll ever take, right?
that's what we used to say all the time. This is a self-development course with a nice compensation plan attached. So if you do it right, you can become a better person, better communicator, all those kind of things while getting paid doing it. So yeah,
And I think, and somebody at that thing said, you know what, you're gonna say the wrong thing and you're gonna mess up, and you just have to move on and do it again. And the more you do it, the better you're gonna get at it. It prompted me when I left immediately I left on, I guess, Tuesday night, or maybe it was Wednesday, and I sent a message to all my kids' friends. And they're 27 to 26 years, 26, 27, 28 years old. And I've been talking to them about all this for a couple of them have actually been to events with me. My son is on my team and honestly could be hugely successful if he would bite in and do it. But I've invited them all to my house a week from Monday. My husband's going to grill them
Elaine's
steaks.
having a hop.
I'm having a hop. And I sent him a message and I said, Joe's cooking you steaks and I'm giving you beer and you're all coming and you have to listen to me and Kimberly and Zach talk for a few minutes. And I just gave them no choice but to do it. So they're all coming. Kimberly and Zach are going to come and I'll let y'all know how it goes.
It's going to be amazing. And I'm super proud of you for taking that action, right? And I was going to talk about that anyway, but
Oh, sorry.
oh no, you're good. I'm glad you did. But that's what I want for everyone. Gail, I just saw you cleaning your pool this weekend, right?
Mhm.
It's time to have a hop at that little pool, right?
Oh,
And
I've already had that in mind because I learned that with Stuart and one of his people she probably lives a mile or two from me.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, well, between her, Jade, Victoria, it's
Yeah.
like we could have a nice
You'll
little
have a
group.
great little house party.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and mine actually grew. Like I was telling I have another friend who, and her and her husband are the most interesting people I know. He's retired military, retired Lockheed, flew C-32s. They're very financially savvy, but they have gobs of money sitting in a checking account.
Oh.
And I've been trying to get her to do some stuff with me for a long time. And I was telling her about this because she has a daughter that's the same age as Dalton. And she's a writer and she raises cats, homeless cats, for a living. and she makes no money doing
I was going to
either
say, is that
job.
profitable?
Yes, no,
Raising
she
homeless
literally
cats can't pay.
has no money. And so I told Donette, I'm like, Zoe needs to come, and she's getting married. Her future wife needs to come. I'm like, bring Zoe and Lily and let them hear. And Donette's like, can I come? Because I want to hear too. And I'm like, yeah, come on.
Please. Y'all gonna have to buy a whole cow for
So
this meeting.
by the time it happens, Joe's probably going to have to cook like 40 steaks. He's going to kill me, but it
Gail,
won't be
what
the
I heard
first
from
time.
your story is that I get to borrow your house and have people over at your place. That's what I got from that.
Yeah,
That's kind of what you heard. Yeah.
There you go.
That's what I
Gail
heard.
says when she has a hop, you can invite people to it.
I'm like, we can call it money and margaritas
Yeah.
or something like that,
There's-
Money and Margs on Mondays.
Yeah.
Every Monday,
Monday.
Gail's house.
every Monday.
There you go.
Give me
No, what
warning.
I
Give me
got-
fair
no,
warning.
No. What I got from that, excuse me, is thank you, Elaine, is that all our people in Atlanta, because she lives in Atlanta, is we're going to send them to Atlanta, to Elaine's house. I'll send you money for some extra steaks,
It's going to be quite an event.
right?
This would not surprise my husband at all if this happened
Like a
every
little-
month. I
I
swear, he
love
would be
this.
like, he
I
would just
love
be
it.
like, okay, how many steaks do I need to put on?
I love, oh my God, I love it. I'm sending
Well,
I
somebody.
just want you guys to
I'm
know
getting your
how
address.
fun this business can be, right? Like I know most of our stuff is on Zoom because we all live in different places, which I'm super thankful for. And I'm glad that we have these weekly plugins just so we see each other again. But nothing can replace an in-person meeting, right? And you host one in Pensacola, we'll be there. You host one in St. Louis, we'll be there. You host one in Atlanta, we'll be there. Wherever all you people are on here, we'll be there, right? Just hold a meeting and we will figure it out and we will make it happen. And that's the enthusiasm and energy that people will be drawn to. It's not, remember the other day when we were talking about the manual, it's not what you say, it's how they feel every single time, right? The reason Elaine took action is because of how she felt. And she's like, you know what? We're doing this. We're putting this in place right now. Before I go forward, I know Maria was there and Bonnie was there. If you want to say something, please do now, quickly. Okay. I think the cat got their tongue, which is fine. Okay. So, in the spirit of this conversation, we're going to recreate the financial matrix virtually, because I promised you guys that we would, on April the 15th. So write that down on your calendar. April the 15th, we're going to do this virtually. It's going to be myself and Zach, Jody, Rory Douglas, and Mauricio. And we're hosting it. And probably we'll take out the women's portion because it's not March anymore. I think that there's big power in having a women's event. But I think we need to have a women's event, right? For women specifically to talk about money and things like that. But that's going to be your host. So that's going to be April 15th. I will get you the information out so you can start building for that. It is going to be a registration required link because it will be via webinar. And we want you to, have a register of who's coming, who said they were coming, and you can follow up with them from there. April the 30th. In Atlanta, plenty of fair warning. You have an entire month. We are having another live event. So in Atlanta on April 30th, we're having a live event, just like what we just did in Atlanta. Different topic. I don't know what we'll talk about. We'll make it up before that day. Just kidding, kind of. So April 30th, and because we're in town, we'll probably stay and do another breakfast on that Friday, just so we have, we're all there. Let's make it worth it and let's be there. So put those on your calendars. I will send that out later. I will get you registration links, but come, even if it is a trip, like Gail, put your people on a plane. Cause I know the drive from St. Louis, you did that once. It was beautifully.
I've done
Come on that
before.
private plane you own, Gail.
Hop on that thing.
yet,
I'm sure
not
you
yet.
got friends.
I will say,
Hey, I could charter a private plane actually. My brother-in-law is a pilot, and
there you go.
And he needs to come to
an
Atlanta
attorney.
anyway.
And he does have a plane. So what?
And
what's that?
we were talking to him about the business, so he needs to come
Yeah.
check it out.
Exactly. Yes, this is true.
Hey, why don't you fly your plane to Atlanta and take a bunch of other people with you?
Thank you.
Swing through St. Louis, grab
go.
me and a few people, and let's go.
Yeah, perfect.
So the 15th will be in the evening.
15th will be in the evening, probably 7-ish, maybe 8. It will not be 9 because that's too late for the East Coast. So let's just say 7 to 8. It depends on, because obviously California is going to build for it too. So if it's at 8, that is 5 California time. So that's probably what it will be. Yeah. If I had to
People
bet.
will be stressed about their money because it's tax day, so they can.
I know.
It is tax day.
That was not the design, but and the week before spring break, I think for a lot of people. So we just decided to push it to give everybody time to build for it, and also so people are home. So yeah, anything else you want to say?
I mean, I think that the excitement, and I know we have people that can't get on this call because it's middle of the workday, but we have the new guy, Jacob, that you guys have met. He was there. He's had a lot of good activity since then. Kimberly did a bop for him last night and got a new teammate. So,
And he's got another one that he connected me with last night, and she's like, yeah, she had a death in the family, but we're going to talk today. She's ready to go. So he's definitely hitting the ground running, which is exciting.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, he's doing a good job. And so that will start to pop. That will start to show up. I think it just speaks to the synergy, right? Getting in front of people, getting around people, like Gail said. I mean, like Elaine said, like-minded people in a room kind of give you the strength to go out and talk about it. And there's a big movement right now to disconnect from the internet, from the phone, from all those kind of things, and to reconnect individually. One of the biggest things going into a lot of major cities are these nightclubs, bars, if you will, where you have to check your phone in at the door. You get a locker and you turn your phone in, so you actually have to talk to people.
It's weird.
It's and like the younger generations are doing this on their own. They're like begging for some of that, and that needs to happen. But that being said, getting people out, that's why they feel good when you're in social situations like that, is getting them out there. That's the only difference, is we had an event and people invited to it. All these people want to hear what we're talking about. They want to hear from somebody somewhere. They want an excuse to get out of the house. They want to do something social. And I think that the meeting was great. And obviously the other ones will grow. I would imagine, based on last time, the one on the 30th will be in the big room, not in the classroom style room that we were in this last time, because we'll need it.
Yeah.
We'll need that space. So.
But it's exciting. I think great things are happening. And remember, every Thursday we have a meeting, right? Every Thursday. It might be virtual, but we are sharing our business. We are sharing opportunities. So invite people to that and be there. All right. So last week, I'm going to go back to the manual because that's where we were. Last week, we were talking about the Mozone. Maria, you want to say something before I start?
Yes, please excuse myself because Jody called me in the other line, so I have
Dang,
to.
Jody.
I have to go. So, but for me, it was wonderful, and you guys noticed that I'm just leaning a little bit towards you guys because I feel like I need this energy and this knowledge, and on top of that, the training in English. Okay, if I'm gonna get together with somebody, I need to get together with winners. And I'm so sorry that I just stick with you guys, but
We love you. You're welcome anytime.
and I love your training. It's like I told you the next day, the lady then she have almost a year in other organization, and she lives 7 minutes away from my house. Okay, so I'm pushing her to get her license, get it done. Let's go to make it happen. I don't care. She's not in my organization. She's a human being that need my help. Plus, on top of that, she's Dominican too. So we got each other. Like, you're my sister. You are my sister. I don't care. You're not in my organization. I'm gonna help you out. But can you believe, in almost a year then she's been hearing all of this, she told me in the car, I finally understand that I born from this. This is the first time that I understand what we do. And I'd be like, really? That's wonderful. So this is how powerful you guys did on the presentation, okay, and the testimonials, the people there. It is such a great, marathon, like we say, and we need to do this more often. We have to. My house is open as well, and I definitely let the lady that I'm gonna do the steak. Then Kroger, if you are here in Atlanta, are you here in Atlanta? Okay, Kroger have the best filet mignon, wrap it up in bacon for $5. Okay, so tell you how to don't invest so
I'm
much
in,
money.
Elaine.
So $5, and you're gonna have a grass-fed gourmet food that they don't know coming from.
I'll tell him. I'm not in charge of the food, though. He's in charge of the food and the beer. I'm in charge of making some money on this thing.
There you go.
There we go. There we go.
I have no idea what I'm going to talk about yet. No, I'm kidding. I do know what I'm going to talk about. All these kids are smart. They're well invested already. I wish I knew what they know now at this age, but I think a lot of them are overfunding 401ks or they don't have one, and I know how much money they're all making, and they need to start investing in their future. And I honestly think once this event happens, I'm hoping Dalton, my son, when I tell him how much money I make on this event, he'll
He's like, oh.
be like, okay,
Adult
fine,
like-
I'll get licensed. I mean, he could probably go take the test and pass it without even studying. Like, it would be so easy for him. I'm like, and he is starting a great career. He works for my brother-in-law, and I think he's being groomed to kind of take over there, but he can do this on the side.
Yeah.
And you'll say, I've already written all the business on your warm market. So
Exactly. So now you have to
gonna
go find
spread
more.
your wings a little bit. So
Yeah.
But well,
Now,
guys,
here's what'll happen. All the people that work with him are a little bit younger than him, his team, the guys he managed, and they all need everything we have. And he keeps talking to me about talking to him. So I'm like, you're going to need to get licensed so that you can talk to him,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or get paid on it anyway.
or I'll take the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll buy you another steak.
Right.
Well, so I mean, this is ultimately why we talked about the purpose of the meeting of the BOP of anything is, and more than half of the room that was there were probably already on board with HGI. But I know that there's been a lot of understanding of concepts and products that came out of that. There's been a lot of new applications written, a lot of new premium coming in annuities and in IULs. There's a lot of activity that comes out of that, regardless of whether they're on the team already or they're not. The understanding of the concepts and the belief in the invitation. So talking about the meeting environment, right? So everything we're talking about in the manual is BOP related, but it applies to any meeting that we're having. The BOP is a great example, and the slides are evolving. There's a new one that we're working on right now that's not really new, but it just kind of flows a little differently. We're trying to make sure there's presenter notes and all that so that you guys can get confident and comfortable delivering that presentation or aspects of it, right? A BOP in its formal state that we're talking about here, a business opportunity presentation, is when everybody gets together in person, and all these rules and guidelines that we're going through are describing the in-person event, how to prepare for it, what the general responsibilities are for the people speaking, how to treat your guests, where to put them, all of that kind of stuff. But understand these things have been well researched. They've been well documented. So that's what we want to operate with when we have this event in a month. But also we try our best to translate this environment to Thursday nights. And I know one of the things that's tough online is the Mozone. It's the movement and the introduction of people. So some of that's got to be intentional, right? So if you have somebody that you want to be introduced, then do it beforehand. Right? If they're getting on that BOP at 9 o'clock, feels like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock Eastern, when you want them to talk to Kimberly or talk to me or be introduced to Gail or whatever else, shoot a text message and say, hey, I got a guest coming tonight that they're going to be on at 9, but I want them to talk to you for a second about, your experience or whatever else, and use some of this edification that we're going to talk about here in just a few minutes. That will explode your business. Just that one extra step of not crossing your fingers and hoping and looking at the blocks like we're doing right here and saying, are they here? Are they here? Are they here? But to have that intentional interaction beforehand and turn them over to somebody else. We've started doing a bunch of 3-way texts and group texting with Jacob's people. He put some stuff out there on Instagram the day he was at the office.
One of his guys reached out to me on Instagram outside of Jacob, and he was like, "Hey, Jacob's my friend. I want to sell insurance." I'm like, "Okay,
that was easy."
let's go."
So anyway, I know that what I'm saying, the things we're going through in detail, sometimes you think about our Thursday night, Bob, and you're like, well, how does that work? That's a new thing. That online.
But it still should have aspects of all of this. The intention
absolutely
is to have aspects to all of this. Obviously, we're not going to have a 30-minute Mozon on a Thursday night bop, but we try in our introduction to be exciting and bring people in. So let's go through this flow really quickly. Obviously, the bop flow. Now that you understand what the bop is for, everybody knows their role, everybody knows their assignment. It's showtime, right? It's like Sheila said, when her girl came last week, she introduced him and somebody else just popped her around the room like all night long because we've taught it, right? It's exactly how the system works. So Mozon begins 30 minutes before, and every single leader should be there 30 minutes before. If it starts at 7, it really starts at 6:30. So be there. We need your smiling faces on time, early, right? To be there to encourage everybody, meet everybody, make them feel warm and fuzzy. Same thing on Thursday nights. If it starts at 9, be there at 8:55. So when we open the room, then there's people in the room. Just saying, like, that matters. Same thing on these calls. Don't show up at 10:05. You know the meeting's at 10. Show up at 10. Show up at 9:55. And then when we start at 10, we don't have to wait 10 minutes for people to actually get on, right? Just know that. But the meeting should always begin on time, with all attendees in the main meeting room, obviously. The person starting the meeting should always welcome the crowd, right? You saw those that were there. Peter did that. He did a great job. Put them at ease. Remind them to turn off their cell phones and put them away, right? Let's focus here for the next hour, the next 30 minutes, however long it is. Ask people to hold their questions until the end, and then edify the bot presenter to give them a proper introduction. So you'll see on Thursday nights, we talk about that, right? We say welcome, we make a couple of jokes, we remind them that whatever they're doing, we know it's late, put your phones away just for the next 20, 30 minutes. We just want your time. Thank you for showing up. Hold your questions till the end. And then Zach edifies Jody, right? And he says, let me introduce you. Let me tell you who you're going to hear from today. And he really builds him up, because you can't brag on yourself. I don't know if anybody's ever tried that, but people don't like people that brag on themselves. Just saying. They're like, oh my God, did you hear her? She's so conceited.
Oh my God.
Right?
Okay.
So you have to have some, okay. You have to have somebody else do that for you, right? And to push you up, and whoever that is. So whoever is presenting, give them that proper introduction and edify them. That means build them up, right, for the group to see. After the introduction, announcements, new guests. This is if we're in person and we're doing like a bop. New guests will remain in the meeting room, right? And then we would break out to a different training class. And they do that a lot on Tuesday nights. 5 minutes prior to the end of the bop, if we've done this correctly and we're in different rooms, all the instructors and the class attendees should return to the main meeting, so they can obviously follow up with their guests, say they're so glad to be there, what interests you the most, all that stuff. So that is the flow of the meeting. The bot presentation. So to make the most effective presentation possible, you must operate with the proper marketing tools. Digitally, it's Zoom, right? And Carolina, who is on Herson's team, she was on the Thursday Night Bop, and she messaged me and she was like, can you pin Jody for everybody to see? And I was like, oh. So I'm sure that there's some Zoom things that we're not doing that we should know how to do. So if anybody knows, just tell me, I'll do it. But ultimately, we want our presentation to be as effective as possible, right? With our make sure if you've got a laptop and you're using that to do your projection, make sure it's charged. And if it's not, at least plug it in, right? Have all of that done and set up well before the mozone starts. So you know when you push power, it's ready to go. Always use the official presentation. There is a new BOP in the back office. You've probably gotten the email about that. We are making one small adjustment. And so with that small adjustment, you'll probably see it come out again. You won't notice a difference, but obviously we do. When presenting one-on-one or in very small groups, obviously use something big enough for people to see. And then the presentations have proven to work in our largest market. So don't second guess them, right? I know for all of us, we said, oh, Tuesday was so much better than the BOP because you've seen the BOP a million times, right? But I promise you, brand new people are going to love the BOP just as much as they love the financial matrix or whatever. But watch those webinars, watch those presentations, learn how to do it yourself. And spoiler alert, that's something we're going to do really soon is we're going to do some little interactive presentation training on this call. So you're going to have to speak to me. So do some jumping jacks or whatever you got to do and prepare for that. Jody, I saw you just join. I want to let you speak, but let me get through this little thing first and then you can talk.
Sounds good. No worries.
Okay, subliminal messages of a BOP, right? So master these and become a master builder. These are the things that will set you apart. Keep the meeting simple, never complicated. Like Sheila said on Tuesday night, it was a lot of information, but it was big ideas. It wasn't in the weeds, right? In the weeds, I think Matt went a little in the weeds on Wednesday because he should have in a training event. But when we're talking in generalities, it's got to be simple. Like I tell y'all all the time, we need to talk to people on 3rd grade level because we don't need to assume that they need higher than that, right? If they do, we can tweak it. But ultimately, we want it simple and never complicated. Have a conversational style with people and have an easy and pleasant delivery. You guys have seen Jody in front of the room. It's probably one of the best I've ever seen, right? And I'm not just saying that because he's on here, but maybe a little bit. I'm just kidding. But his jokes, right, about the Waffle House or realtors or whatever, people laugh and it makes them feel comfortable at it and at ease. So your presentation should be solid, but not flashy, right? And ideally, you'll give a one-on-one delivery to the group. Make them feel like they're the only person in the room. Say, what do you think about that, Stuart? Right? And use their names and bring them back into the conversation. Solidify the company by talking about our preferred companies. That's in the BOP, right? And the administrative support, the technology that we have, where you can run a multi-million-dollar business and you never have to do payroll. Hello. If anybody's ever run a business with payroll, that's a big deal, right? And build around these main points. This is what matters the most. Number one, you can do it. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what your background is. You can do it. Number two, there's big money to be made here. You can make a little bit, but you can also make a lot, right? Number three, these are good people doing good things to help people. And I think when we have those in-person environments, people feel that, people understand that. And I think that matters too. Dreams can come true. We're leaving in 2 weeks to go to Hawaii for like our 10th time. Like my first plane ride was on my honeymoon. I didn't travel like that in my life. Like that, everything I've done has been because of this business and because of this industry.
Kimberly, let me stop you for a minute. I don't want me to interrupt you. Wednesday, dreaming.
Oh.
I learned to dream again. I learned to dream again on Wednesday, you guys. It was awesome. I learned to dream. I came home. And I wrote my why down. It was big. I'm sorry, but it was big.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's why we do what we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's also so important. So I don't need to talk about this anymore.
So, ultimately, what's happened, obviously, Sheila had a significant emotional experience, right? And Jody talks about that all the time. And in that it's how you felt. It's not necessarily a specific word. It was an exercise. It was the environment that you were in that brought that forward. So I want to turn the rest of this call over to Jody for just a couple of minutes, but that's why we got to have meetings, right?
And it's also why we have to dream. It's also why we have to talk about that, right? Because life sucks sometimes. And even if it doesn't, it just gets monotonous, right? We do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in life too, right?
Yeah.
We do it over and over and over and over again. And then we forget. Do you guys know how big the world is? Do you guys know how big your opportunity is? It's amazing. But we have to have somebody on occasion say, hey,
Wake up.
wake up. Look at what you can do. And then when you finally get it,
Yeah.
nothing will replace that feeling and that emotion. So that made me happy, Sheila.
Absolutely. And our big plug that we got to keep doing is for Vegas. It's not time yet. Kimberly sent it out on the Justice League WhatsApp group. But it is time to register, and it's time to put it in the calendar, and it's time to make sure that that's not it's not questionable whether or not you'll be there. So and then we'll turn it over to Jody for just a minute.
Well, shoot, I appreciate being here, and I give an amen to hearing Sheila. That was powerful. It was totally what the business is all about, and you know what? We all feel that way. You know, we all continue to show up and get better all the time, and it's great to feel. I think when you get to the point in life where you can't take instruction, or you're pointing everything out that the world's the problem, you know, you need to look inwards. And I mean, obviously Sheila did that, and she drove away to be there, but you know, we got to keep doing it. The thing I love about this business, and this is important, all of you understand, is that I've never seen a business to where pivoting is easier. Now, I want you to think about this. In most businesses, it's like turning around a battleship. You know, it takes a long time to turn around a battleship. And some of you have been in businesses that if you go try to change them, it takes marketing campaigns, it takes changing corporate cultures. Here, you can hang up this call and turn around and go in a whole nother direction. I love that. And I love that it literally, you are 1 to 2 to 3 people away from not just changing your life, but also being in a complete position of strength. You know, I can't help but watch, you know, sports, especially college sports, because it is the best analogy of what we do. It's a very changing world. You know, kids come and go on these different programs, but one kid coming in a program can change everything. And I love having a heart of a champion. I think part of being with HGI is intangible. It isn't just the system, it's the mentality. It's the Hubert Humphrey way of thinking. It's this all of us together, you know, way of thinking. And that is that literally you can be where you're at, but you cannot give up. And I know that is so trite. That's coaching one-on-one, but I'm telling you, I know it's true. I watched Monday night, or so whatever day it was, Sunday night, UConn played Duke in basketball. And, you know, it was just such a masterclass. UConn's coach is borderline psychotic. I mean, very borderline. He is 51% insane and 49% the best basketball coach. But as he trades totally on intensity, and he absolutely willed this guys to come back from a huge deficit, and it was just this fierceness, and that's what we got to get. It's time to go get tough. We're in a world of changing. I heard something last night. It made me stop, and I had to go back and listen to it 5 times, and I went, I think they're right. And the guy said that within 4 to 5 years that there will not be drivers on the road. Now, I said, that is ridiculous. But then he went through and he got to talking. He says, you look at other things that have changed. But his point was that the highest cause of death for 5-year-olds and under is car wrecks, and it's so dangerous and all this, and that it's shown every statistic, even though I'm scared to death to get in a car that's driverless, that it is way safer than the rest. And he said that somebody's going to put a big marketing campaign out and they're going to show all this. I'm like, that guy may be right, because I look at my son in the music business, how much that's changed. The world changes on a dime. And that excites me because everything's great. You have every tool. You think about this. You have social media, you have the technology, all of it's free. And I'm talking just like, Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Then you can go out and use all the tools that we have as a company, all the leadership calls. You're spending no money on this. You literally are in a perfect position to go. You have every tool at your leisure, and everybody around you is looking for opportunity. I see it happening. I watch leaders. I mean, I wish James Ivanovich isn't on the call, but I watched him over the last 2 weeks go get 3 new people, and they're not. It wasn't this big dramatic move. It's all of a sudden I can't get these people. Why won't anybody listen? All of a sudden 3 people here, and it's like a whole nother world. It was literally. I was sitting there yesterday thinking how different the world looks when you got these 3 brand new good people. But the key is this: you have to be growing. We're in a business that I don't care who you are. This core is incredible. This core of people for Zach and Kimberly is amazing. But the greatest thing they can do, and they know this, is to add to the core and to add to the core. Same thing with Gail, same thing with Elaine, same thing with everybody that's on here that's been here for a minute. You have to add to your core. And if you're doing that, you're going to be growing. You strengthen your core and you give yourself a chance for explosion. And so I really want you to have that mentality. And what needs to change is our implementation of the system. Um, I made a commitment to try to start doing some things in the posting world, and I've done it at least 6 posts in a row. And not that I'm way into it, but I'm at the a little further than I've ever been, post part of it. But I'm getting ready to do one talking about standards and systems. And there's this one guy who he had a system. He knew he worked, and he had a team that wasn't doing what he needed to do, and his job was to get rid of all the people that weren't running the system and replace them with people who would run the system. The problem wasn't the system. This is very important. This works every single time, and that's where my dad's superpower is. He's relentless on understanding that. I'll come back in and go, Dad, but his answer to every question goes right back to, the main thing being that we're in a system that works. So are you running the system? Are you running it at all? For example, if you're not bringing new people to BOPS, if you're not plugging in, then you're not running the system and you have no probability of success. It would be blind lucky for you to succeed. So give yourself a chance to succeed. Right now, go out and you've taken that first step. Last Wednesday was great. The reason last Tuesday was great was because as you've seen, it was a group of people together who created a great atmosphere because the leaders were prepared, the message was great, the new people were great, and you felt that. And it's like it gives you reinforcements. When you see, and I know some people, you see the new leaders that we have, whether it's the athletes or whether it's other strong new people in the room. There was some great people in that room. People who run movie studios, people who run businesses, obviously athletes, coaches. I mean, you don't need any more evidence. We need more doing. And we've got to be the doers, not just talkers, preparers. We're endlessly preparing and learning. We got to go act on that. So let's go do it. And I think they probably told you we're going to be having a virtual national
Yep.
webinar. That's going to be incredible. And then we're going to have a live one coming up too. So we're going to keep pouring it on. Let's go move forward, do better every single day. And, use Thursday night. The next big opportunity is Thursday night. We're going to have a great bop. Get somebody on there. All of you right now need to make a vow to yourself. Thursday night, I'm going to have somebody there. Just that simple. You do that, you win that week. Then you go the next week. Because if you have a new person at a BOP on a weekly basis, you've won that week. So anyway, I just love being on. Just wanted to say hello, tell everybody.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you
We
guys.
enjoy hearing from you, and we enjoy seeing all you guys' faces.
Yeah.
So let us know what we need to do for you. We are here. If you want all these calls we've been talking about, 3-way calls, whatever, with scripts, you want that. You want one-on-one bops. You want to learn how to do the bop that's recorded 150 places. Go watch it. But also invite, and stay out of that scenario of disaster. Get them on there and get them matched up with your trainer or whoever else that can edify you, and get them on your team. So love you guys, and we will see you same time next week, and hopefully before then.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was
Happy
wonderful.
Tuesday.
And Jody, they was talking nice about you.
All right, bye guys.
We always do.
Bye.